Now you got Detroit at Detroit in the Dome against a pretty good defense. What kind of problems do they present from what you've seen?
Uh, they know how to make plays. The back end, they got two good safeties back there. They said they got a total of like 13 picks combined. Hey, we just have to go out there and be prepared.
As good as your offense is at, the confidence level so high that there's not a panic at all.
Nah, no panic. We just have to go out there and execute the play call. At the end of the day, it's all about executing. No matter what's called.
Sorry, Jake. A game like you had against Tampa Bay, how does that confidence going forward in this game against Detroit?
Oh man, it's just staying level-headed. At the end of the day, I have to perform the way I need to. That past game was the past game. It's over with. It's time to go on to the next.
Most of the people in that building in Detroit are going to be against you. How much juice do you guys take from that of being maybe the enemy in a sense going into that territory?
Man, we ain't even worried about all that. We just want to go out there and play. We have one goal right now, and that's to get the win.
I wouldn't say at all. We've been battle tested. We practice those situations all the time. So it's just when we get in the game, it's not the first time we've done it.
When you're going into a matchup like this, it's going to be a pretty hostile environment. Does anything change, or do you guys just have to play your game, and that's what brought you here?
Nothing changes. Just like you said, just doing what we do.
Gary Quinn talks all the time about winning time arguments. What has allowed this team to be as battle tested and good in those moments, those last minute plays?
I think just practicing those situations throughout the year, from OTAs, training camp, and just week to week. And then I think I said before, just obviously getting the bank game reps and just knowing that this is what we do. So when we get in those situations, we're ready to go.
A lot of people are heaping praise on Jake Daniels for his poise, his comfort in those winning time moments. Is that something you can teach through reps, or is that something you're born with? You got to get on.
I think he was born with that, just how he operates himself. But I think, for other people, it's definitely something that you can acquire throughout, just experience. But yeah, I feel like he was, just gifted for real.
Simple question. How much fun are you guys having right now?
A lot. Just simple answer. A lot. It's been really fun to just be out there with my brothers and just go play ball and compete at a high level.
Have you been able to see yet, in the community, the amount of joy that you guys have brought to the DMV area, just winning the franchise's first playoff game in almost 20 years?
I kind of felt it in Tampa a little bit. The fans showed out for real. There were moments in the game where we would make a play and it would be like a loud eruption. So definitely noticed it then, but just throughout the city, I guess not really, just because I stay inside for the most part. But I'm sure the city is very hyped about what's going on right now.
You do get the sense there's kids.
They got a great team, some great players, but so do we.
Quan, when you guys have won the team's first playoff game in nearly 20 years, have you been able to just feel the sense of happiness and joy that this team has brought to the entire DMV?
Yeah, you definitely feel it. You see it. It's definitely there, but I think we still got a lot more to go, a lot more to give, and it's just the beginning.
How do you develop that mindset? They're good, but so are we.
Just a preparation, man. The things that we've been throughout the year, the belief I got in the guys that I line up with every day, and just the work we put in, man. We all get paid, and we all here for a reason. So it's the NFL, and just got a great group of guys, and I believe in them.
You talk about the work. How gratifying is it to be at this point when there's a lot of other teams who are watching you guys now?
It's a great feeling, man. Just to had an opportunity to play in the postseason, and like we said, man, just everything that we've been through, everything that we've done from OTAs to camp, has just prepared us for this moment. Coach Quinn and Adam Peters had a great plan, and everybody bought in and stuck to it, and that's why we're here.
It's great, man. I've been telling my guys, treat it like a one-week season. It's serious, it's important, and I don't want any type of energy around me that don't feel the same way I feel about it. So, guys been locked in. They know what type of time it is, and every single detail is critical, and we got to stay on top of it.
Simple question. How much fun are you guys having right now?
We having a blast right now. It's so much fun. You can see just from the energy in the locker room after the game. Just guys just excited. And guys come back in here, ready to work with that same energy. And, we know what we can do. We know what we can accomplish. We know how fun it is, and we just want to keep having fun with it.
Detroit is one of the loudest buildings in the NFL. As an opposing team and an opposing player, how much juice do you kind of feed off of the environment, especially in a loud opposing building?
I mean, we just treat it like our crowd, the same noise that we hear in our stadium. Obviously it's going to be against us, but it's the same. It's the same thing. It gets loud in any stadium. Just going to be a little bit louder.
B-Rob, especially from last year to this year, the difference in the community, I'm sure you feel it the most. Just the excitement and joy that you guys have been able to bring this area. You guys won the first playoff game in nearly 20 years. Have you been able to see that, and what's that kind of like for you?
You could just see how excited the Washington fan base is. They've been pumped all season just for our success, and it's helped us tremendously. And just seeing how they showed up for us in Tampa, just shows how excited they are for us and how much they really want us to go out and win. And we just want to continue to win for them. We know how much it means to them.
In Tampa, you guys were considered underdogs. In Detroit, you're probably considered underdogs again. As a player, how much do you maybe embrace that role and mentality?
Man, I've been an underdog my whole life, and I know that's just me personally speaking, but, as a team, I feel like we've been counted out numerous times, even before the season. They wrote us off, and, they've counted us out, over and over again throughout this season. And we see that. We feel that energy, so we just want to continue to, leave no doubt that, we are who we say we are, and we prove it.
Dude, Quan Martin just said something awesome. He said, obviously Detroit's pretty good, but so are we. What is that mentality, going to the 1 seed, but knowing you've fought your way to get here?
They're a heck of a team, and so are we. I mean, the things that we've been able to do this year and, shut up the doubters and do all that. I mean, they're a great team. It's going to be like a gritty game, really, really good coaches, really good culture and atmosphere and all that stuff that they're doing over there and we're doing over here. So, like he said, it's really based off of who's going to bring it on Saturday. What's going to be the best team coming out of that stadium, and you just got to be the best team that day.
Do you feel like there's some similarities with the Lions? Really aggressive on 4th down, just want to take the fight to the opponent?
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, that aspect of believing in what you have and the team you have and the guys you have, I can see the similarities in that. And like I said, I have a lot of respect for what they're doing over there too. So, it's going to be a really good matchup.
Both coaches named Dan have goatees.
Yeah, I mean there you go. That's the outlier right there. So,
Sam, you said you all season long you guys have shut up the doubters, and you're going to have doubters again on Saturday in this matchup. How do you maybe use that as fuel?
We like being the underdogs, and I mean, they just keep on betting against us and we keep proving them wrong. So we'll do it again Saturday, and we got the team to do it.
It's one of the loudest buildings in the NFL in terms of kind of a silent count and working around the crowd noise. What kind of factor will that play in the game?
We'll be locked in. It won't affect us. We'll be locked in.
You've made a few years here wanting to get to a playoff game and all that. How do you go about the process of turning the page from an emotional win the other night to obviously a short week and getting ready for an opponent like that?
Yeah, I mean, you come in, you say, a heck of a win, heck of a moment, everything like that. But we got bigger things to go and do, and we always say the biggest game and the biggest thing coming up is the next one. So that's how we're treating this game.
Sam, have you taken a moment to even reflect how far this place has come in just one year?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I think we're just so focused on the next, that, I mean, I think once we have that time to kind of sit back and analyze the year and be like, I mean, I kind of think about it and I'm like, wow, it's been a heck of a year. I mean, the things that we've done, it's been amazing. And so, but like I said, we got a lot more work ahead of us, and we plan on doing that.
What is it about the pre-snap process and operation that has allowed you guys to be able to continue to get to checks and things in loud environments like Detroit?
Yeah, over communicating. I mean, if we're all on the same page, we can ultimately get into checks and do all that. So, last game we were able to do that, and, me being able to look back and tell, and us being able to tie pointing and doing all that, hey, we got this, and we're going, we're doing this check and this, that, and other, and being with Jaden, his composure and how he's been able to handle himself, that's a huge thing too. So he's been, behind the steering wheel, and we've been, right there with him. So he's driving the car. We're pushing along. So yeah.
What's it like playing with someone like Jaden, who's able to just so young too, calm down the entire offense as you guys have won your last 5 games in like the final seconds and moments, and he's led you guys to that point?
I mean, hats off to him. I mean, everybody's been talking about it. His composure, he doesn't look like a rookie out there. He hasn't looked like a rookie since the beginning. I think really it's amazing the ability that he has to be composed under stressful situations, and typically that comes with experience. And so him being a rookie, him being able to do what he's doing, I mean, all the work that he's put in, all the preparation he's put in, all the time he's spent, watching film, doing all that stuff has led to this in that moment. His talent has allowed him to do the things that he's been able to do on the field. So, I love blocking for him. I love that he's our Q, and it just brings a smile on my face.
It's a blast. Anytime able to win 12 games and go on the road and win a playoff game is huge. So we're excited, but we're not satisfied.
Detroit's a good team, but so are you guys. Like, how do you kind of approach this matchup? Be like, the outside noise may think we don't have a chance, but in this building, we do.
Since the beginning of the year, and we know that, and we understand it. And no matter who you are in this league, no matter what you've accomplished, the outside noise usually is probably not going to have the most to say, positive things to say about you, because that's what it is. I mean, you guys get paid to critique and analyze, and it just is what it is. So, we're focused on what we can control and the guys inside this building, and go from there.
Lions' run game is obviously really tough. What do you guys try to key on to slow down that offense?
I think for me and the defensive line, it comes down to just recreating a new line of scrimmage and dominating the line of scrimmage. So, that's going to be our goal going into the game.
Goff has been so effective all year. How do you guys get to him and just try to disrupt maybe the timing? What are the goals with getting to Jared and this Lions offense?
Most guys from the quarterback position, interior pressure is the goal. If you can get interior pressure, move him off his spot, maybe make him go to a second read, that's what's going to come down to.
You guys to slow down running backs more in the second half and kind of.
It's a game-by-game thing, but I think our coaches do a great job of making halftime adjustments, and, we have to go out there and execute them.
So you mentioned this franchise was at the end of last year, where you were at the end of last year, and this season. How gratifying is it to be right here at this spot?
I mean, anytime you get to play football in January, it's a blessing, and, we're aware of that, and, we're focused on what we got to do to get on to the next week.
You mentioned the outside noise and the doubters. Do you guys use that as fuel?
I'll speak for myself personally. I don't. Some people are externally motivated, which is perfectly fine. Some people are internally motivated. So for me, I mean, they're going to be there when things are bad, and when things are good, it's just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, to listen to the outside noise. So, either way, you just got to focus on what you got to do to get better, and can't really pay attention to what people say about you.
But what did you think you guys did well against both Bucky Irving on the ground, also Baker in the pockets, who were disrupting what kind of their plan, it seemed like, a lot?
I think we played well off each other. I think, defensive line and linebackers really played well off each other. And there was times where we ate up a lot of blocks, allowing our linebackers to stay clean and play free and, flow over the top and make a lot of plays. So I think we just played well with one another. We were all in sync, did a good job doing it that way.
John, especially going for job.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, crowd noise, and we're going to prepare for that this week and everything. And, it just came out of a good environment, too, in Tampa, too. And we've been in New Orleans in, like, a dome environment, too. So, but we'll be prepared for that.
How gratifying for you to come here and be in this situation where you're playing in postseason game number 2 for a franchise that has not been here for a long time?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely it's huge, and I always wake up grateful, and everything like that, and but just the teammates and coaches that I have around me, super blessed, but also just keep on leveling up, like blessed, but we're still hungry as hell. So we're super excited for this week coming up, going to Detroit, but look forward to it.
By the nature of where you're standing in position, you don't see what Jaden is doing behind you. When do you actually even see the stuff that he does? Like, it's just on tape? Right? How do you see it?
Yeah, sometimes on a replay, but not very often the way we go on tempo. So, but definitely on the film, we definitely see what he's doing in the backfield, or whether he's running around, or how he steps up in the pocket, makes a really nice throw, or whatever the case may be. But
but yeah, usually it's on film for how fast we're going.
So you get the spoiler, you see that you're where you guys are moving to, then later you're like, oh, that's how it happened.
Yeah, usually the crowd kind of reacts a certain way to kind of give us a little bit of an input, but also we're trying to cover the ball and get to the ball and get it set. So, but yeah.
How unique is it for you guys run kind of a ball control, time of possession offense, but it's kind of done through the air, which is just different. How different does that feel for you where you ran the ball so well earlier this year? The Dallas years was really based on the ground game.
Yeah, I think, we always try to be balanced, but also it's what the defense presents us to. And but again, that's how Cliff calls it and everything. And but what the call is, like he calls it, we haul it. And a lot of that stuff is based on like scheme and matchups and everything like that. So, but again, like he calls it, we haul it, and we're grinding it out, whatever it is, whether it be run, play action, pass, or pass.
The Lions get back Anzalone. He's clearly a difference maker for them. How does that impact you looking at how much more versatile they can be with a backer like that out there?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the front seven, it's going to come down to owning last year, 100% run and pass, and we look forward to that.
The pre-snap operation has been really good, especially on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wonder what goes into that allows you guys to get to the call if you need to get to a check. You're not getting a lot of delay of games or late clocks or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, one, obviously practice. It starts here in practice, starts today, tomorrow, next day, game. But also experience too. Being down in certain situations, or if maybe whether however it shakes out and we have like a low play clock of how fast can we get set in certain situations like that, or if we do have time and we want to make a check. And I think you saw that last game where we made a call or made a check.
On the silent count,
we could probably pull.
When things aren't going our way, we got to pick each other up, and that's when internal energy of our own in our locker room that we talk about, we're going to lean on each other and need each other the best.
Going into this season, Detroit was expected to be here. They were a Super Bowl favorite from August. Not a lot of people thought Washington was going to be in this position. Yeah. How do you kind of take that maybe underdog mentality, us against the world, and you guys know you're a good team, and go up there and try to get a win?
Man, like you said, us against everybody, you know what I mean? And we put in the work, man. We know what we put in this locker room, in the meeting rooms, and on the field. So, keep counting us out, man, And if you hopping on late, we don't want you. Stay on that side. And, and the people that have been with us from ups and downs, man, we appreciate y'all. And that's what we really play for. And, it's going to be exciting this weekend. And, man, no doubt that we're going to come in there and flinch.
And to that point, what's it been like to kind of bring this resurgence and joy to this fan base that has been waiting for their team to win a playoff game in almost 20 years?
Oh, it's been exciting. This fan base is probably the best that I've been around, and it's definitely a fan base that's been been waiting for something like this to happen. And we're gonna need everybody this year. So the more we can have over there in Detroit, it's to make it home for us. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I've heard it week after week after week, run and hit. How do you guys keep it simple, even though this is a divisional round?
My bad. We can scoot right here. My dog Carl trying to get to his locker. I ain't trying. Go ahead, C. Can you ask that again? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you guys have had a simple philosophy, run and hit, be a physical downhill defense. How do you keep it simple going into the divisional round against an opponent like the Lions?
Man, keep it simple. Be in our gaps and making our hits. DQ call on the heavy hitters to make plays, and we just got to capitalize when the time is due. And, man, it's real simple. We just got to do our job. Nobody got to do extra. Nobody got to do above their job. It's the playoffs. The energy definitely from the fans and everything is going to make it feel like an excitement, but at the end of the day, it's just us another game of what we do, you know what I mean, and treat it like that. And then, like I said, just making our gaps and hitting, making our hits. So, yeah.
Last week you said it was sharpening the sword to go down to Tampa. How much sharper can this thing get?
Man, we still sharpening it. Start after that Tampa game, we come back in here and we sharpen it, and you go up to Detroit. I don't think you stop from what happened last week. I think everybody kind of had that feeling right now to, prepare, put in the work, get your bodies right, and we're going to need everybody for this game.
Craig, what's the key for run defense? You guys had some struggles at certain points late in the season of stopping guys, but when you've got Montgomery and Gibbs there, what's the key to keeping your fundamentals?
I think it's just being in our gaps. And like I said, man, I get that myself too when I'm like anxious. I'm like, I got to go make a play instead of just, doing my job and letting the play come to me. That can get to me, you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of guys, they have that type of feel as well. But, man, just keep it simple. Hats off. They get 2 good backs, very physical, perimeter and whatnot. But, it's not about them, it's about us. And when it's time to make hits, like I said, we're going to, make them pay.
Obviously, a huge opportunity. Quan Martin said something pretty interesting. He said, they're really good, but so are we. What is the vibe going in the divisional round against the 1 seed?
Go in and take care of business.
How does DQ get you guys every week feeling like no matter where, no matter what the situation, we're in this, we got this?
Just the way that we work, the way that we come in every single day, the people that we got around here. We believe we can go up against anybody.
And I know there's so much emphasis on takeaways. Last week, really tight game on the road, wild card round, and the defense is able to get that takeaway. What did that mean for your group, and how do you continue to do that?
Yeah, that was a huge play in the game, backed up situation. I think they just stopped us on the 4th down, so be able to come in, in that time, knowing we needed to make a stop, knowing we needed to get the ball. Bobby able to get on that ball, it was huge for us. So, I mean, anytime you can win the turnover differential, you're in a good spot, especially in the playoffs.
Is that ball is life mentality?
Yeah, for sure.
When you look at that offense, they have so much they can throw at you. What's the key to making sure that you can slow them?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they got so many guys, so many weapons on their offense, and they utilize them all in different ways. So, just really knowing the guys, knowing who they use and how they use them.
How different is it with 2 receivers, a speedster like Williams and then a really physical guy like St. Brown?
Yeah, like I said, they got weapons all over, from receiver to running back to tight end. So, hey, they got a deep crew for sure. But yeah, we'll take care of it.
With the way they're able to run the ball, how do you maintain that balance, especially for the role you play on this defense? How do you maintain this balance between not getting gashed in the run game, but also not getting the top blown off the defense too?
We just gotta be disciplined. We have good eyes, good keys, good on our key work.
What limitations might that have for you in practice or the game?
Oh no, I'm ready to go. Good to go.
Okay, going up there in Detroit, they're the top seed for a reason, but you guys are also a good team as well. How do you kind of take maybe that underdog mentality up to Detroit and get a win?
Man, we done played a lot of tough games to the end here. I feel like we have the capability to just go blow for blow with anybody. We know what it takes to muscle out a win. So
they established the line of scrimmage, try to be a super physical team. How do you guys respond to that challenge? And does it something have to happen early for you guys to show them how different this week's going to be?
So we look at ourselves as a physical team too. So it's just going to be a battle and see who can be more physical. It's really not about like on paper stuff. It's about who's going to be best on Saturday. So we'll see.
Durham, what's it been like for you to kind of see the joy that you guys have brought this community, winning this franchise's first playoff game in nearly 20 years?
Man, it's been fun. There's been a lot of ups and downs here since I've been playing, but shoot, I've been having fun my whole career here, and just being able to win a bunch of games and try to make a run in the playoffs is exciting.
Have you been able to see at all, kind of like in the community, just people excited? And it has to be night and day from last year to this year, around this time especially.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of fans there, all excited. You can see everybody wearing their Commanders gear and just proud to be a part of the team.